Bring in TK, Trysta Krick, live from San Francisco.
Yes, I'm here.
Did you catch a train? How'd you get there?
Oh no, I did not catch a train. I had too much stuff, Kenny. Do I need to switch
I
my
got overhead bins?
What? No, I like to just get there, Kenny. Just to get there, get your stuff off. It's a whole production. I have a dog.
Can dogs get on? Dogs can get on the train, can't they?
They can, but it's a whole production. Two
Yeah,
suitcases,
it's a
two
custom
huge
wrap.
suitcases, a book bag. We don't need to get into it. I took an Uber, and the Uber driver was wild.
Oh my!
Oh my gosh!
You push
why
the
does this weird
Can you
stuff
tell us
follow
the
you?
story?
Yeah, like why does this always happen to you?
The universe is just like that for me.
We haven't even told the story about how Trysta went at like an 80-year-old woman in the elevator on Saturday night. It was warranted, by the way. It was very
Wait a
funny.
minute, was I around?
No.
Okay, I was trying to think about this.
So here it was me, Trysta, and Kent Bazemore.
I saw Kent last night.
True story. It's me,
Baze.
Trysta, and Kent Bazemore.
We walk in there, and the woman's like, "You can't be in this elevator. This is not the media elevator. You got to get out. You got cannot. Nope, we're not going down. Nope, we're standing there like, but no one else is in here.
We
but
all
us.
had passes, and we're like, "Can you just let us go down?" She said no. So the frustrating part about this was the elevator, apparently we found out, was right where we were. It was halftime. We had to fight through the bathroom crowds to get to the elevator.
The media elevator.
Had to fight again to get back to it.
The opposite way. So now Baze is also on this mission. So we have to leave the elevator. We go to the next one down the way. We were in one like 06 or something, 105. We had to go back to like 110. Across the sea of people against traffic. Baze is going slow. Come on, Baze. We got to get water, Baze. Let's go. Come on.
He's not an aggressive enough of a leader.
No, he's not, which is like, it like checks out, right? It like checks out. So we go down to the media area, grab some snacks, go to the restroom, get drinks, come back. Me, Baze, Damien again.
Yep.
And I'm like, we're going up. And we are like physically in the motion of going up. And I look and I'm like, wait, aren't you the woman who told us we can't be in this elevator? She doesn't say anything. And I go, no. Like, are you her? Am I tripping? That's her, right? That's her. This is you. You're the one who told us we can't be in this elevator. And she goes, you still can't be in the elevator.
Again, this woman was like 80, and Trysta was having no part of this.
And Baze is like, thank God you said something. Thank God. I wanted to say something, but I didn't. So we go and I get some red vines. And Baze is also following us into the concession line. I go to check out, and Baze is like, nope, red vines are on me today. I'm so glad you put that woman in her place.
Facts. I witnessed it. Kent Bazemore, by the way, very delightful individual.
Very
nice.
Funny. Very good
nice.
dude.
Hey, speaking of, did you guys know, Damien, you might know too. I think Trysta would know. You know, we went past the Green family last night.
No.
I missed that. I knew they were there. I didn't know.
We were walking down after the game, like when we walked, everybody was.
Oh, that's who.
That was Mama Green. We walked by.
Wait, when?
We was talking crazy
when we were
up to that point.
When we were walking to the press conference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right by Mama Green.
Well, I knew they were family because that's where family waits. Like, I mean, I knew, but I wasn't thinking about that. I just knew they must be.
She was looking at me like she had heard me say something before. Too.
Oh, man.
I wasn't going to say nothing to Mama Green. I ain't going to disrespect the mothers. I ain't going to disrespect the mothers. But I wouldn't back down from what I said.
I still haven't met the other mother that.
Yeah,
was very
disrespected.
No, the one who was very complimentary.
Yeah, she would have. She'll be back. We'll be back. Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless, we'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Mama, we walked right by her. She's looking at us crazy. I think she might have heard something I said before.
Well, there's plenty out there on social media, so it's.
Look, man, her son is unhinged.
Well,
he's unhinged. That ain't my fault.
Things are getting really pathetic out there. It's like a puppy or a dog who's been run over,
Oh my God.
and like nicked, and like they're gonna be fine, but It's a bad morbid thing. Let's just
Yeah.
move on past that. That's
Yeah,
bad.
that's bad.
That's bad.
You want to hit the reset button on this
Let's
analogy?
reset it. Let's reset it. Let's reset it. That's a bad analogy. That's bad. That's a bad. All I see, though, is desperation out there. All I see is infighting. All I see is arguing. I tuned in while I was having my smoothie for 20 minutes to the morning roast, and it was just Butcher Boy and Bonte yelling at each other. Crosstalk. You don't know who's saying what. One person saying Clay's to blame. The other one saying Steph's to blame. It's sad.
I hate to see it.
Sad out there.
I hate to see it.
Hey, David, if the Kings ever go bad, man, we're not going to yell at each other, okay?
No, we're not.
We're not going to be like, why don't you ever talk about Keon Ellis?
Oh, man.
You're always defending Barbosa. Like, Barbosa's the problem. The coaching needs to be changed. They were on coaching. They were on players. They were on role players. They were on star players. It was wild.
Bet they didn't criticize Draymond, though.
Oh, hell no. That's the crazy thing. You're 100% right. They ain't say not one bad thing about Draymond Green.
Best they ain't criticize that, man.
Well, according to our Dubs Nation, yeah, I mean, Sabonis basically was ready to rip Draymond Green's hip out of his socket.
Yeah.
Bo
So-
Jackson.
He was trying to Bo Jackson him. Yeah. Just going to rip his ankle off like he was Ken Shamrock in 1999. Just turn that joint.
And because of that,
Kurt
Draymond
Angle.
had no choice.
He had no choice.
He had no choice.
He had to curb stomp him.
He had nowhere else to land.
It's like that scene in Menace to Society. Just had to stomp on him.
I mean, what else are you going to do when you're running full speed?
He was running full speed. Like Klay Thompson said, he was in a full sprint. And Domas grabbed his ankle. What was he supposed to do? Klay really didn't think that one through.
It's in a full
Klay really didn't think that one through because I think what people like, because I got into a Twitter discussion with something called Smash Mouth.
Oh yeah, he's some Bay Area dude. I told him to shut the hell up last night.
I had
He
to
was tripping.
Google, like, why are people responding to this? What the hell is Smash Mouth? He was running and Domas grabbed his leg. You want him to be suspended? Like, you guys really haven't thought this through, have you? Because if he was running, his leg couldn't it have even gone up and down on Tomas? How are you guys not smart enough to put that together? He was literally standing still.
Steph was having none of it.
Oh my God, poor Steph Curry.
He's
Poor
having
Steph
none of
Curry,
this.
man.
I am not. I didn't see it. Didn't watch the highlights. Wish he was out there. We need him.
You talk
Trysta,
about
you-
Steph.
you-
You talk about walking past the Green family. When I left the press room right after you guys, I walked past the Curry family,
Mm.
and I didn't say nothing to them, but they sure looked like they were sick of Draymond Green.
Trysta
Even
was like-
Aisha looked pissed off.
Even Riley was.
They were all angry.
What's the little boy's name? It's Shooter or Gunner. So I'm not trying to disrespect, but even the little baby was upset with Draymond Green.
Everybody was.
But Tristan, do you agree? Because I believe Steph is sick of this. Like I think he's been sick of it for a while. The Jordan Poole thing was he was disgusted at the Jordan Poole thing, and I think he can't wait for Draymond to be gone. Personally,
It's hard to say because they've won titles together, and Draymond Green's the only guy that you can trust to be the safety valve to run the offense when Steph gets blitzed, right? We saw when Kevon Looney's the one making decisions, normally bad things happen. And Draymond is a really good facilitator, kind of knows how to make the right reads. So for Steph, it's like Draymond makes Steph's job so much easier in a lot of ways. And defensively, they're undersized anyway, right? Like they don't have a traditional big. So Draymond sort of takes the pressure off of the defense on the interior too. But in terms of like the histrionics, the WWE promos, the punching people and stomping on people and kicking people in the nuts, I don't think that's like in alignment with Steph's values. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I just don't think those two things align.
right?
No, it's not. Let's talk about the Kings. Your boy, Davion Mitchell.
Davion.
Davion Mitchell was awesome last night.
Strapping.
He played major minutes, was a huge role defensively. From a Kings perspective, what's the thing that stood out to you the most last night?
That was some of the best perimeter defense I've ever seen on Steph Curry in my life. 0 for 5 from 3 in the fourth quarter. Just the team defense was elite. And I said this, I've said it on this show. I have actually been screaming it from the rooftops because I've already been convinced, but I am 100% convinced now that fourth quarters for Kings games were just not watched in like real time.
Mm-hmm.
So your game starts at 10. The fourth quarter's at 1:15 a.m. You got a job. It's supposed to be talking about basketball, but who knows? Maybe you got to get up the next morning at like 5.
That would explain a lot.
And so it's
Even
like,
though get up isn't at 5, it's at like 8.
but you got call times early, like really early call times.
Yeah.
So
Coffee.
you've got to deal with, but it's like night. To know what's happening with the Kings, you have to know night after night. It's been, for me on the East Coast, a commitment. It's been a very fun commitment. I love being a part of it. But listen, it's late. And so I am truthfully committed to now know that, like, I don't think people watch. So they just use the NBA stats. Now, like, they're 26th in defensive rating. They don't play any defense. We know that the Warriors can because they have in the playoffs advantage Warriors. They'll be able to score on the Kings at will. And all of a sudden they'll go on a 25-2 run and they'll be demoralized. And now what we're seeing is that, and we saw this all year, in spurts, De'Aaron Fox can lock up. In spurts, Davion can lock up. Harrison can lock up. Sabonis can do work. So when they're all in an environment where every single possession matters, they're doing it like they did in, the last minute of games.
Mm-hmm.
That stuck out to me a lot.
Yeah.
And Trysta, we were talking during the fourth quarter of that game, and we were both talking about it. And I said to you, this is where you worry about inexperience. You're up 5 in the fourth quarter. The Warriors are trying to turn it up. Do you have the focus? Do you know what to do in these situations when not trying to come back? Because that's easy. You just got to try and get stops and score and catch up. But hold on to a lead. Bring it home. This is where I worried about the inexperience. They answered all those questions. And especially when Draymond went down, I looked at you. I looked at our guy, Drake. I said, every single time, paint touches. There's nobody in there. You're going to blow by anybody that's in front of you. Kevon Looney's not going to stop you. Get to the paint every single time. And it seems like Coach Brown and everybody, they had them ready to go. They know exactly what it was.
Yeah, and everybody keeps saying, well, why don't you think that the Warriors now can win this series? Because the matchups and the humans on the floor aren't changing. And if Kevon Looney is going to get cooked and JK is like just kidding and not Jonathan Kuminga, and he's sitting on the bench because he's getting cooked, and Jordan Poole is unplayable, and Dante DiVincenzo is fouling because he's getting cooked, how is that changing? Like, where do those adjustments change when you're just talking about pure athletic ability and skill going up against guys who are just not ready for that moment?
Common repeated lines in sports media, and I do believe there's some validity to it, is that role players play better at home than they do on the road. We saw big performances from Davion. We saw 2 really big games from Malik Monk. What role player can step up for Golden State?
Gary Payton will have to step up. I think he's huge. Moses Moody, he played some good minutes. I mean, we're talking about really like down the bench guys that really have to step up. And they just need more from Andrew Wiggins. I mean, Andrew Wiggins played, 39 minutes? He's going to need to produce more. I think the ball, shocking to say, but I think the ball just needs to be in Andrew Wiggins' hands more because he's just a worse matchup for the Kings defensively. he can shoot over you, and he's shooting really well coming off of that break. So I don't know why you wouldn't put him into pick and roll situations. More pick and roll, obviously. That was the one thing that was very effective, was the roller, until obviously the Kings staff made some adjustments.
Well, here's the thing about that though, Trysta, and we marveled at Andrew Wiggins last night. He was balling last night. He was doing his thing. But when you say, and I'm not saying you in general, just in anybody, you talk about GP2, when you talk about Wiggins, you're like, we need you to do more. Now you're getting into the territory of you're asking guys to do things that they've never done. Like you're asking, like Wiggins, what did he end up with last night? Off the top of my head, probably
22.
22? Yeah.
That's about who he is. Now you're saying, Wiggins, we need more. We need you to score 29. Like, wait a minute. And do that for 4 wins. Like, now it's getting crazy. GP2, yeah, you hit a couple corner threes. We need you to hit 4 threes now. And we need you to have 17. Like, now you're asking guys to do something they've never shown you they can do on a consistent basis in this situation. And that's where I think the Warriors are just, they're out of, when I saw him, and I don't mean no disrespect to the man, but when I saw him start the second half with Moses Moody, I said, oh, he ran out. Curry ain't got no answers. He's searching. He's searching. He knows what it is. He is searching.
That's how it felt. The rotations were very odd, right? Guys that were
said
starting,
in the moment. Like, Trysta literally like, I don't know what's going on in this game right now.
Like, when are these guys coming in? When are they coming out? You kind of feel like there's a flow, and then you're like, I feel like I haven't seen Jordan Poole in 2 quarters. You didn't, right? Why is JaMychal Green out here? JaMychal Green, I knew he was getting minutes because he came out for early work. We got there at 5, and he was in getting early work. And I said, oh, yeah, he thinks he's playing some meaningful minutes tonight. And meaningful minutes he did not play.
He did not.
What do you guys think? It's 5?
What's that?
5?
I do think it's 5 at this point. I said Kings and 6 at the beginning of the season. Now given
that would have been
new
a bold prediction at the beginning of the season.
Now given new information, I think it is Kings of 5. Don't sleep on them brooms coming out on Sunday, bro. Don't sleep on them brooms coming out.
I told you the only thing a 5-game series for either team would not have surprised me. The only outcome for either team that would have surprised me is a sweep. The Warriors losing 4 straight or the Kings losing 4
You can tell too, because they're just getting more and more desperate. Tim Kawakami wrote a think piece today.
I wish I could see it. I don't know where it's at.
Well, it's on The Athletic.
I can't even get notified that it's out there because I'm blocked.
Just go to The Athletic. Don't worry about Tim Kawakami blocking you.
He's making a lot of excuses and a lot of and really saying some good things about what the Warriors core has in store.
Oh boy.
The core.
Can I tell you something that I hate? Just something that absolutely like drives me crazy. That like, because I didn't have the courtside seats that Kenny and Trysta had. I was sitting
there. That seat was open. He literally was like, "Hey, I'm gonna scoot over. He can stay right here."
Yeah.
When did she say that? When I was like up the stairs?
No, she literally was like, "Where did he go?"
Well, no, like I was just wasn't my seat, so I just moved. But we were talking about so you know where we were standing, where we started the game before we moved to hang out with Drake UU's amazing family. It was like an extended media area, right? So the James Hams and the Jason Andersons and the writers and the Brent, they weren't there. It was, doesn't matter who it was, but it was the 3 of us and like other people. And so we just stood with our security guard friend and we're cheering. Like, yo, we were just fans, right? Having fun. And then Drake was like, hey, come sit down with me. Ultimately, I got up and went over to section 104.
What was that like?
Bro, it was so sterile. Like, there's no, they say no cheering in the media section. Like, it was like a morgue. Like, no one was even breathing.
No emoting in the media section.
Which is so stupid. Every single one of you has an agenda with your team winning. Yo, why is it so frowned upon to breathe or to react to something or to? I did. I wasn't doing what I was doing when I was with y'all, but I was reacting. I was talking to Mark Spears, talking to my man Jay Gayton. I was reacting to what I was seeing, and I'm looking around like, are y'all dead? The hell, y'all ain't even like moving. And it wasn't until the buzzer expired that, you know, we hooked up with the homies and are high-fiving and hugging and doing all of that stuff. But it's like, man, y'all suck.
It really is the worst.
Boring.
And they shame you because, you know, imagine me by myself in that section, because I've been in those sections before, and I can't turn it off. I don't have that ability.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, oh, bang, 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 bang. And people are like,
It's so dumb. It's like I react when Steph hits the corner three. Like that's just like because I'm invested in what I'm watching. It's such a someone. Never mind. I think all of these media traditions are stupid. Like we don't have like agendas with the teams that we cover. Business is better when your team is winning. It's not like we are picking fights in the media section. Like I just was looking around and I'm like, I can't believe no one reacted to Davion hitting that three. They just. Oh my God.
That's death. That's honestly death while living.
Well, the funny thing is,
I was standing next to Jake. I was like, boy, your shoulder's about to catch a beating. Like, cause I kept grabbing Jake's arm and shoulder. Cause that stood out to me last night. I was like, this is lame.
The funny thing about it is like the first answer to that, Damien, probably would be, well, we're not Kings fans. I watch Clippers Suns and I see Russell Westbrook make that play and I'm like, oh yeah, same thing. Like I got no rooting interest, but I love the game. I love the moment.
Yes,
I get excited about what I'm seeing.
This is supposed to be fun.
Yes, that's why I rock with y'all.
They stuck with like they're stuck in like this baseball life. These old like rules.
I was about to say that's probably where it came.
Bro, move like hey, go to the media section. Like have fun. Like do your job. Like. You're invested in this. Everybody's invested.
They're just like,
and if you don't like naturally want to cheer, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Don't do it because I'm not supposed to do it here.
Yeah,
like that's the crazy thing. To me.
Yeah, them young brothers like Chris, Brandon, Frankie. You don't think they wanted to cheer last night? You can't do that here. It's just not what we do. And it's not even like the media relations people who do that.
Right.
It's the other media people that
they police it. Now you know why traditional media does not like me. It's because I'm like, yeah, that's bullshit. I'm gonna.
Goodness gracious!
Dump it.
That's all right. That's okay. I'd still argue it's not as bad as when we came back for 5 minutes and we're talking, and I absolutely thought we were in commercial.
I thought you knew us. I would have said something.
I didn't know. Like you were just like you were so casual with the way that you were talking. That's how I judge whether we're back. And I also got to figure something else out because clearly I'm gone way too long during these commercial breaks. That's happened like 5 times recently. But you were talking so casually. We just came back. And I was like, oh, Kenny's just wrapping up the 13th round, or he's just talking. I sat here for 4 minutes, Trysta, and thought we were in commercial break.
Were you drinking your juice?
Yeah, we was just talking, whatever. Like, it's not like we were saying anything crazy. I was like, man, it's 53. Like, when are we coming back? It's like we were back before you sat down.
Damien thought we had a 10-minute break. I guess.
I did. Like I was bugging out.
Thought it was the baseball playoff break.
That's worse than dropping a little colorful language.
Colorful. Yep.
It happens. I don't know what it is about me and Kenny. We just make people cuss.
Yeah. Well, and it's just I'm in the hotel room. We're on Zoom.
We've been hanging out all week. We're just homies kicking it.
We're just kicking it. Yeah, we're just kicking it. We're just enjoying the time with fans. I saw Jill. She was coming out of the parking lot. I jumped in her car. She dropped me off at the hotel last night.
Yeah. Very nice. Did anybody ever like I don't know if there were tweets or
The picture.
an interaction.
Oh
no, I was just gonna say,
Okay.
50 and Floyd being like 5 seats.
Oh,
from
that's
each
great.
other.
Someone. So I think JA posted 2 pictures,
Uh-huh.
and I think Bleacher Report grabbed them,
Uh-huh.
and they said, "Yeah, 50 and Floyd are in the same building." And not only what they didn't capture was not only were in the same building, they were separated by a table.
Yeah, I was about to say it was like 4 seats. I think,
Yeah.
but Beck was there. Maybe 50 was just on the other side of the table, but it was just right there.
Yeah, he was.
It could have popped off.
Yep.
That would have been something.
Been way better than the Draymond Domas stuff at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't see Draymond jump on the scorer's table. I did not see that.
he
He wasn't on the scorer's table. He was on the bench, like
Oh,
the
okay.
chairs. He stood up on the chairs and started egging on the crowd that was in front of him. There's a great still shot if you check your Twitter account of the coaches, because we were talking about the coach. How did no one stop him from walking the center court? That's what I really thought he was going to get in trouble for, was walking the center court, egging on the crowd while Domas is still on the ground, and then getting on the bench. And there's just a great shot of the Warriors coaches while all that is happening. They just have that look of, get this over with.
Sky.
Just get this.
I mean, I think they would have lost anyway, but you can make the argument he cost them the game.
They probably will. That's what they do anytime Draymond gets suspended. What's so funny about that is those people have convinced themselves that Draymond Green cost them a championship. But the dude still regularly gets thrown out of games. He gets thrown out of meaningful games.
It's craziness.
Got thrown out of a playoff. The second year in a row he got thrown out of a playoff game.
And listen, what is it, 3-0? Never. I mean, our Dubs will have to make history. Go down 3-0. Not coming back.
That's a great point there. How you get thrown out of playoff games over and over again? Playoff games. This isn't December when you can't get out the bed. It's the playoffs that you say you play for. You getting thrown out. Hey, Trysta, I said he's Mike Tyson in the second Holyfield fight. That's how unhinged and unpredictable he is.
Yeah, I watched that clip that you said that he was going to be unhinged before I came on the show yesterday. And I was like, yeah, that was spot on. They just reeked in general of desperation. The chippiness was at an all-time high, and that
Clay was out of control, low-key.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Clay was low-key out of control.
Yep. And Dante was a little out of control as well. There was just a lot of additional extracurriculars, physicality that was outside of the normal scope. And it was because they were trying to find a way to claw a win. And I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But it's going to get more. There's going to be more clawing, more scrapping.
Yep.
Have fun in San Francisco. We'll
I
be
will.
following you for games 3 and 4.
I'll
Beautiful.
be following you guys in the watch party.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It's going down. We're sorry you're going to miss that.
It's not going to be as fun without y'all in the media section.
That's very true. It definitely will
Likewise.
not be. But we'll
I'll
miss you
find
right
some
here.
Kings fans. Yo, Kings fans in the chatty house, let me know where you're going to be at. Hit me up in the DMs at Chase. I'm sure there's going to be a little contingent. I'll come hang.
Trista, the biggest star there. Oh, TK, Trista! Like every 5 feet. Couldn't walk 5 feet without someone coming up to
Trista had
Trista.
people who knew about her that didn't know about our show.
That's facts. That's absolute facts.
That was extremely disappointing.
That's very true. Listening to her explain who we are to someone in a Kings uniform was wild. Love you, buddy. Have fun.
All right, see you guys. Love you back.